You ever see something so true that you couldn't unsee it? Something that you just knew would serve you. Whether it be self-awareness, plant medicine, a lover, a career. That's what we get down to here. Welcome to Disciplined Stoners, the gateway drug to mindfulness. Spark up or don't, and enjoy the show. Glad you're here.
And welcome back to another episode of Disciplined Stoners.
I'm your host, Ellevan.
My name is Winnie, and we are the gateway drug to mindfulness.
And today, it's so nice.
Okay, our next guest is a high-quality content creator bringing weed, fashion, education, and hilarity together in her work. She also is the sales territory manager of Sticky Greens, a Saskatchewan-based canna brand. Please welcome Tawana Johnson.
Oh, that was the best intro I've ever heard.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you actually so much for saying that, because if you go back like even just a few episodes, I'm
five.
I'm like, we're really trying harder on our intros.
No, it's lovely. I love it.
You're so wonderful. Thank you for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you for coming to Ontario.
I love it here. Honestly, if I could choose to move here, I would.
Really?
I think so.
Do you think that's in your future?
I don't know, cause okay, so I'm engaged.
Congrats.
Thank you. My fiance has a permanent job in Winnipeg, where I'm from, and so we talked
tricky.
about it is tricky, and I'm someone who can't do long distance. I mean, I've never tried it before, but I don't want to.
It's tough.
Yeah.
We did 9 months.
No, I don't think it works.
No.
I personally don't think it works
I don't
either.
think it works.
It
Yeah,
basically doesn't.
you need like the end of the tunnel. Like it can't be like indefinitely long distance. Like that's just going to give you so much anxiety.
Right.
Yeah.
Unless you have a private jet.
Yeah.
And we
Well, that's not really long distance anymore.
Yeah.
Then,
Or
is
if
it?
I win the lottery and then, because it's affordable to live in Winnipeg. Here, I don't know how y'all do it.
We don't either.
You gotta stay on that hustle. We're shocked we still live here. I mean, that's cool though. But even though you're not in a city, and we were just talking about this, and you know, this is incredible to see. Is you're still the juice there. You're still like you're the shining light out of the prairies, because I spent time in a small town in Alberta because Winnie's family is from there, and it's a nice place to go free, like, and not focus on much or whatever. But like when you're there, it's hard. Even growing up in Vancouver, in comparison to here, it's hard to keep the momentum going of creating or really shape an identity without the like I learned so much more of who I am in the city rapping next to dozens or hundreds of other rappers, and then I was like, okay, I can do this freestyle thing super well. Like, and you just learn more about yourself based on what other people are doing as well. How do you keep that? Like, what inspires you? Because that's so impressive. I don't know if I'd be releasing as much as you if I was from not to. I love Winnipeg, but I probably go to the prairies to relax.
Yeah.
But like, how do you keep it moving?
I just love it. That's basically it. I just genuinely enjoy doing it.
Do you remember your first like piece of content that you were like, this is fucking good?
I
Because we all
don't.
say that. We have to. We have to like our content that we create.
Yeah,
That is true.
When did you start liking your shit?
That's a good question. I want to say in 2021, that's when I first started liking my shit. But before that, like, not that I had a niche before, you know, posting about weed all the time, but in high school, I would post like just stupid videos on Facebook, and just thinking back about those videos, they're not on Facebook anymore, thank God, but they're just so cringy.
Oh yeah.
But like from an early age, I just always loved like creating content. So
Nice.
it's just nice to see how that's been consistent.
Yeah.
Everything else in my life is not consistent, but yeah.
You're kind of obsessed with it.
Yeah.
You must be.
I am.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the same with me, it's like, if it's not just like I'll keep doing music, it's like, who do I gotta fight if anyone says I can't do music?
Right.
Like I will.
Exactly.
Like I'll find a way, and like videos and like whatever this has become, the podcast, and like that people like these snippets and stuff. that's also in that realm now. So it's like the more you carve out the technical habit, I guess. What's your process like? Do you think about, okay, this is a great, I'm sorry, or maybe I'll put you on blast right now. I don't mean to fully
It's
pull
okay.
the curtain back.
I need to, like I said, I need to step my pussy up. I've been slacking a lot in that regard with the process. I don't really have a creative process at all. I just
So
kind of
what
get up
happens?
and do. Sometimes I'll just like scroll on TikTok and Reels, and then I'll get inspired, or I'll hear a song and I'll get inspired.
That's how I'm actually writing my comedy right now too. And I recently listened to a podcast. I can't remember who the comedian was, but he validated me so much because I was thinking that I was lacking or not doing enough by not like carving out 12 till 2 to write all of my jokes out and memorize them or whatever.
Scars of being an employee.
Yeah,
Yeah.
totally.
Yeah.
And this comedian was like, no, like I think of something and I write it down and we go from there. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
if it's not coming to me, I'm not going to try and force it. And I don't think that that's a bad way of creating. It just I don't know if you run into like the money as fast.
Yes.
if
That's
you
exactly
stick with
it.
that
Well, here's
way
why.
of creating.
Yeah. No, I'm glad that you said that too, because I feel the exact same way. I'm like, I should carve out time to like plan and all this stuff. And not saying I don't do it at all. I just, the planning part, I hate it.
Yeah.
Because I feel like
I don't plan either.
I don't really get
Yeah,
inspired.
he doesn't fucking plan at all.
But what you said, and well, you're talking about the money, and we all do it. I've stolen half the ideas that people think I've originated for this content, so it's always just a recycle. But when you get inspiration from another format, like say if I made a rap song and it sounded like Rick Ross, because I like listening to Rick Ross that week, I'm working from the synthetic imagination. So there's two imaginations, the synthetic and the creative. And the synthetic will say, oh, when I drop a blunt, I'm going to copy Sticky Nugs, and I'm going to put a Z on my blunts because it looks cool. And they did the kind of backwoods branding collab here.
You gonna pass that blunt, bro?
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought we had enough for everyone.
Oh, is that what we're doing?
Oh, yeah.
Did you
Individuals?
I mean,
Come on.
Okay.
Well, break it open.
Yeah, those are for you too, but.
Oh, you're so sweet.
Yeah.
I mean, bust it out. Like, aren't you? This is the company that you're with, so we're smoking them.
I know that we're smoking
So
them. I'm
try
just
some. Break it up.
Okay,
and
all right,
let's bust
very
it out. This
good.
is a show where we can smoke. Remember? That's why we do it at home.
You're just using it like a talking stick at
Yeah.
I thought that we were all gonna bust them up, and I'll roll this up too.
Yeah, we just got
Anyway,
that today.
what I was saying is the synthetic imagination will have you recreate what's already there in the market.
Do you want to try this one? Or are
Yeah.
you trying that one?
Yeah, we should all just keep
Okay.
passing it. I didn't know it was I was resident lighter.
Sorry, sweetie.
I'm resident roller
Just
and
keep
lighter.
it moving.
So,
Synthetic.
synthetic imagination is almost competing with what's already in the market, so that's why the money takes a minute to catch up. But if you operate from the creative imagination, which is why I try to partner brands with creators instead of marketing thinks that will be like, okay, we'll just do what Coca-Cola did and we'll get a similar impression or engagement response, and then
Right.
that will add to consumers more eyes, more brand choices, more conversions. But the creative imagination, where you actually take a risk and do something that's different, the money will come quicker because of like, oh, that's original, that's our own campaign.
I hear what you're
and you'll
saying.
engage people in this new way. But it's all good because you have I had to literally do 100 songs where I sounded exactly like Eminem before I could understand that I could try something else. And like it all starts here, and then eventually you just crack your own code, which I think you've taken things beyond just the average, what can I say?
Yeah,
Canna
like-
babe,
Like if
you
you're
will.
if you're not doing
I think you're doing
can
something.
influencer.
Can
I think if
influencer?
the fact that you're
Yeah,
not
can
doing
babes
it
can be
full
guys,
time,
too.
what you are putting out, like the quality of your content is so good
It
that
shines.
like
It's super unique.
and also do we
I'm gonna cry. You
bless.
guys are so sweet. I love it.
do we need though to get back to like less output, because I feel like we've gotten to a place where we're just like squirrels. We're just like next, give me more, next, and it's like whoa. Like if you actually build an audience, like do you guys do I need to continuously output for you, and are you going to constantly take from me?
Right.
You know, like maybe I'm setting some boundaries of like, you get one a day or whatever it is, you know?
Well,
like,
I mean, as soon as I drop the album, people's next question is, when's your next one?
Totally.
Yeah.
And comedians talk about that all the time. They're like,
A special?
finishing a special sucks because like you have no more jokes after that. Like you can't use that when you're touring because everyone's watched you on the web.
All your
or whatever.
material is toast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Yeah, creation is a wild beast.
It is. I love
It's
it.
kind of like the cannabis plant in its like
Validity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
volatility.
It's volatile. Oh,
yeah.
Volatility, yeah.
Speaking of that, okay, I have so many questions.
Okay. I'm ready for that.
I want to know your like relationship with cannabis and like
Yeah.
why you wanted to get into
Why you do
the
love it.
content space with cannabis, because obviously, as we know, it's not as easy as just like a fashion or a comedy, you know, content creation online. And I also want to just ask you about the industry and out in Winnipeg. But let's start with that first one of like, what's your relationship with cannabis?
Right now, I'm mindful consumption.
Nice.
Yeah. I wasn't
beautiful.
I wasn't always doing mindful consumption and just kind of using it as a crutch to like avoid certain things, and it led to me abusing it and like blowing so much money because this stuff is expensive. And like if you're not doing mindful consumption, like if you look at your bank account at the end of the month, it's like all this unnecessary money is being blown on weed. And so
So that's what you're tackling right now in your content? Or as a person?
no, just as a person.
Okay.
Sorry.
Just, no, that's okay. That was my question. Relationship. Yeah.
Nice.
And
Sorry. I'm high.
yeah, that's okay. I'm high too.
Nice.
Yeah, and then I discovered that I have anxiety, and then started playing around with like different ratios and like high CBD and stuff. And so yeah, now I'm setting intentions when I consume. Like,
love
why
that.
am I consuming? And yeah, that's basically
That's
my
such a
relationship
good.
with weed.
I haven't actually done that, but it would be a nice exercise. Just like before I light up, every time I light up, like what is the point here?
Yeah,
Just like is it because and just to know that, not to judge it
yeah.
necessarily.
There doesn't always have to be a point, but
Yeah.
just like
But just I would like to actually do that. That's
Yeah.
cool.
It becomes vividly clear for me what I'm smoking towards every time I light up.
Yeah.
Like, I need to focus on this.
yeah.
So I smoke it almost like a ritual. Before I do something, it's like a segment intended. It comes with like, okay, I gotta record the song, or I gotta write these emails, or I gotta run up to the store or something. It's like, I'm smoking a joint and do that.
Right.
And then the high will be over by the time that's almost done.
Yes. Yeah.
I know, it's nice that it doesn't last too long.
I usually have to think of like what I need to do, because for me, like if I smoke before, you know, having other commitments, I tend to not get them done, and that's just me as a person.
Fair. A lot of people find that, and
yeah.
that's mindful consumption. That's exactly what we encourage, is like, have a relationship with the plant. It doesn't mean you're smoking like me, like, or Snoop Dogg or whatever, you know, like, it's like you need to have a decent relationship, and if that's once a month, cool. If that's once an evening, if it's your wind down tool, excellent. If
Yeah.
it is your wake up gig, right on.
Yeah. Whatever you choose to, it's like a journey. You kind of have to find what's right for you.
Yeah.
Like I'll smoke every day, but it doesn't take a lot for me to be high. Yeah.
When did you first smoke weed?
I remember this so vividly. It was like on Halloween Day. I was in high school. I think it was like senior year probably. And a friend of mine had like this abandoned van in her backyard. Like it doesn't work at all, but we hotboxed it.
Yes.
And the experience was
Oh
just
my
so
God.
strange. Like I could not speak at all. Like just gibberish would literally come out of my mouth. I'm not even kidding.
God.
And my friends thought I was like possessed or something. It was very strange.
By the spirit. You were talking in tongues.
Yeah.
Well, this is going to benefit me. Wow.
Yeah, that was it was fun, but like terrifying at first.
When was your second after that? Did you wait a long time?
I
or
did wait a
you
long
You did.
time,
Okay, so
yeah.
it was a little.
It was like a year probably, and then
wow.
started again, and then yeah, I'm like, oh, this shit is amazing. Like I feel I was like a shy person growing up, so I felt like weed helped me come out of my shell and be more social.
Love that.
Yeah, and it honestly really did.
Yeah.
And it helped me manage my anxiety. Like, I guess I had anxiety from a little age, but I didn't realize it until now. As an adult, I'm like, yeah, that was definitely anxiety. But
So
yeah.
you can just trust your way into interactions
Yes.
as opposed to mentally get in your head about them before you go in.
Yeah.
I know.
Well said.
Yeah, it's because I think my anxiety manifests as
I'm hogging this. Do you want this?
No, we all have one now.
Okay.
Yeah.
The
okay.
dream has come true.
I'm getting ripped.
Me too.
I have the banana, and I enjoy that flavor
Yeah,
better.
These are banging.
Shout out to Sticky Greens.
Yeah. So how is it with these guys? Let's talk about that a little bit.
I love them.
How long have you been with them?
It was a year in November.
Oh, congratulations.
Nice.
Yeah. I like the company. It's a small company, and it's like my first rep job. And I was always intimidated to be a rep. I don't know, like the sales, like mindset is like so much, you know.
Oh, I
Yeah.
know.
And I'm like not a sales person. Like I could sell, but I'm not like a business person.
Same.
So just learning all of those new skill sets was very overwhelming, and I was intimidated for sure.
Acquisition.
Yeah.
Pitching.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I've just been learning it constantly as an entrepreneur, as a musician, but like with this podcast, it's really kicked our ass into like, all right, you don't have a fucking business degree, you're like a little bit behind because we're like the shiny thing that people are like, oh, I may fuck with that. And then the booking process is just like, yeah, like, bang, bang, bang. And I'm just like, okay, cool. Like, I hope they still like me enough. And like most times they do.
Yeah.
And it's because as a salesman, I'm more naturally an artist with it. So I think like it's probably just like finding our groove between it.
Yeah.
But still, they need something in an email and a contract and a you know, a coherent market awareness, you know, of the best fitting. So are you approaching retailers? Is that your client?
Yeah.
Yeah. You get them in stores. So it's like
Yeah. Okay. So that goes back to this part 2 of the question.
Okay.
Is like, what's the like? How does it feel weed out in Winnipeg? Is it like, because I taught a yoga class this morning and I was on my bike at 7 a.m. and I smelt weed around.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
yes!
It's like pretty normalized here in Toronto now.
Yes.
People aren't really, you know,
I love you, Toronto.
it feels more and more all the time.
Toronto's
It's
always
just like,
gonna be
there's
home.
that nice, delicious smell again.
That's a special feeling. Winnipeg
love
doesn't
you.
feel like that, sadly.
yeah.
Unfortunately, we're not allowed to consume in public spaces.
what?
And there's no consumption spaces. So it's like, if
What?
you don't own any property, where are you supposed to smoke? I had this issue at my old apartment where,
They don't want you to smoke inside.
yeah, and they don't have...
None of your business. Goodbye.
They didn't have a balcony, but they had a terrace, but you weren't. It was a no smoking property,
Oh
and the
my
property was
God.
like kind of big, so you would
Suck a
have to
dick.
like walk 2 minutes off the property just to smoke.
Oh
but then you're
my
still breaking the
God.
law because you're not allowed to consume.
So
in
that's
public.
that's California too.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I was like, this is the stupidest
You
rule.
are
So
wasting,
dumb.
You are wasting so much brain energy putting these silly laws of burning a plant. Like if you rolled up oregano, like what is your problem?
Are people allowed to smoke cigarettes outside there?
Yeah.
Oh, that's even worse.
No.
California, you can't do either.
Oh, interesting. I
Yeah,
didn't
it's
know
a
that.
no outdoor
because
smoking.
it's a fire hazard.
Yeah,
No, is that why it's
Probably.
that makes sense.
But I thought they were just being fancy. They're like, we don't smoke outside.
Yeah.
I had this kid at the Grove walk up to me and be like, you gonna smoke that in front of me? And I'm like, yeah. And then he's like, Dad. And then
How
he's
old was he?
He's like a little fucking 6-year-old, 7-year-old prick. Little man.
Oh my god.
Maybe 8. And then I'm like, yo. And then I ended up just walking away because like his dad was probably going to call security.
Yeah.
He seemed like a real fucking like rich piece
Well,
of shit.
obviously, he had to get that from somewhere.
I'm
Like,
like,
that's
who
his
is
dad
this?
all over him.
Yeah, but I just slowly strolled away. That was very nice.
You
but
gonna
I'm
smoke that in front of me? What a little bitch.
Like, what a little bitch. That's what I
Yeah.
had. Like,
Where
this
was
kid's going to
this?
get beat up outside the Grove.
In
Where's
Los
the
In
Angeles.
Grove?
Los Angeles,
Oh, wow.
it's Fairfax and 3rd, and it's kind of like, do you know St. Lawrence Market? Here, it's kind of like these rustic markets, but now it's become very commercialized and it's a vibe.
Oh wow.
Yeah, but like originally,
It is a
there
vibe.
was-
You don't want it to be a vibe a little bit because it is fully like so commercial.
It's like our
but
Dior tree here now.
it's such a
That
vibe.
sounds
Hey,
fun.
who's paying the bills? You think I'm gonna get mad at brands when they sponsor us?
I know.
Who's paying the bills?
Yeah, for
Who's
sure.
paying to keep late? I want like you gotta. That's the thing about also making the shift full time in art. It's like art meets budget is marketing. Like you can't be mad at Dior for owning all the picture space around the city center tree that they probably paid for.
Yeah.
And they probably gave the distillery
That's
district.
a huge fucking tree too. It's kind of a waste of a tree, honestly. It's real. It's a real tree. Like it was huge, that tree.
I think there's sacrifice in it. There's about the tree. There's sacrifice baked into that. About the whole like
Fuck.
Jesus and darkness thing.
Oh,
You know
where
what I
are we
mean?
going?
You ever heard of Jesus?
Actually, it's Yahshua. You know about the homie Yahshua?
Okay, so they're not cool in
Yeshua?
Winnipeg about weed. Are
Back
there a
to
lot of weed
this.
smokers?
I think so.
I
Okay.
couldn't find weed when I was in Winnipeg when you taught that class there. And
How
But it
long
wasn't
ago was
legal.
that? Oh yeah, okay,
That was
makes
10
sense.
years ago.
2000.
Now there's like
2012.
one on every corner.
Okay,
there's
so
like more stores than like.
So how are they gonna sell it and not get
I
anyone to smoke
know,
it?
Are
I
there-
know,
yeah.
it's torture.
You gotta go out in a boat. So that's not. So don't follow those rules. Those rules are begging to be broken.
Literally,
Like you must.
You
like
must.
you must break
Yeah.
these rules. So they're just doing some bullshit that they've done to control societies before, where they're like, "We're gonna let you break this, but we're gonna let you know that we can take you in for this anytime we want."
Yeah.
So it's like we got our thumb on you, but we're not gonna crush you. But just so you know, it's a looming intimidation tactic, and the shit sounds systemically wrong.
Yeah, it's just I don't even know how to explain it, but you
Yeah.
explained it. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
no, you
what it
definitely
is.
want to smoke it outside. Like, you want to have that option. That's just like, there's a lot of people who don't like smoking inside, even.
I
Like,
love
even if
smoking
you're
People do it, but like, yeah, like you said, if there was like, you know, law enforcement that wanted to be an asshole and do
Yeah.
something about it, they literally could be extreme.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
100%. It's the law.
I don't believe in the law. I think that it's just like an idea that we all build this contract.
Yeah.
And it's ever evolving.
Yeah.
It's
And I'm
not
sure
one
that I'm
thing.
sure it will evolve. Winnipeg, I'm sure you're going to evolve over the course of time,
Congratulations.
Winnipeg.
Congratulations,
One day.
Winnipeg, for your evolution.
And are
And
the
thanks for listening, Mayor of Winnipeg.
Oh,
are the retail stores thriving, or are they struggling?
I think the independents are struggling.
Okay.
And yeah, it's very unfortunate. Yeah.
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 They got to
Yeah.
keep their choices thin. Mm-hmm. We just had Mike Brook of 1922 on, and that was the retailer that Winnie started with.
Yeah.
She was a GM and buyer over there, and it was a really cool relationship builder for her in the industry. But yeah, they were telling us that their menu is basically, especially the flow through now in Ontario, it changes all the time. And
Oh, I
they-
just learned about that yesterday.
Yeah. And they're very creative with their choices, but they basically just have the sections that they need to serve, you know, their community mapped out. And like, yeah, they keep it like fairly thin. Where you do see like the big stores like Tokyo Smoke that are like, oh, we have 8 sativa premiums and 4, you know, and all the like so many choices. And so some stores give you that large catalog feel of consistency, but you go to the independents though for their creative
Also,
curation.
that was never the way in Legacy.
Right?
Yeah.
You went to your guy who had
It was
his rotating
rotating.
stuff.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it was based on the harvest.
I like that you said that. That's a good one. Yeah.
And it's good for our brains too.
Yeah.
To like, I
Constantly.
think there's, you know, depending. Obviously, there's people like Wiz Khalifa who only ever smokes his own shit. And
Or Larry and Kyle
We-
who only gets the Pure Sun Farms
we know,
Coast
but
pre-rolls.
I think switching up the terps is good for our brains for sure. Okay, I wanted to.
This is
ask
dope,
one
by the
more
way.
thing. Oh yeah, is there
Tastes
like
good.
is there an
love it.
equivalent to the OCS in Winnipeg, or are you
I
guys
guess
free
so,
market?
because you all have to buy from the OCS.
It's the mob.
Yeah.
It's the mob.
Yeah, we do have something similar. The
It's the
MBLO.
bottleneck.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, so everyone could buy from the same place, but like, yeah.
Can the consumer buy as well as the retailers? Because here you can. Like, we can order weed directly from the plug.
Ontario cannabis store.
Like,
No.
they budge the retailers. They budge the
Wow.
plug. Yeah.
That's why
it's
they're
grimy.
doing so well.
OCS is like giving away booths at these weed things. Like, we're such angelic charity, and that's nice that you are giving that.
Well, at least they're doing
At
something
least
positive
they're
with their
pumping
money.
something into it, but I mean,
Yeah.
like, they've made so much. It's
I know.
amazing.
It's yeah.
It's actually amazing because the government of Canada was like, how are we going to have a come up off weed? And how are we going to get retribution basically for allowing all this legacy market to exist for all these years? The legal cannabis is paying the bill for legacy being allowed to live for so many years, because the government is finally just like, we don't care. Like, starve. We don't care. Like, we're taking 20% margin front, back end. Fuck you guys. Like, you know how, like, clothing retailers have the ability to, like, make money? Cannabis retailers, their margin is taken down so much by those controlling bottleneck bodies like the
Yeah.
OCS. And
It's
let me
crazy.
say it because no retailer has the actual balls to say that, and I wouldn't either if I was a
No.
retailer, because I don't want to make that enemy, but cocky rapper Ellevan can say what he likes.
No, yeah, that's true.
Sorry, just saying. But back to Winnipeg.
Yeah, and let's get into your content a little bit. What do you, what's your deal? Like, what's your vibe? Tell us, what if someone who hasn't seen you before is watching and they're like, I'm gonna go to this girl's page, woman's page. What are they gonna see?
I like blending, being a stoner, but like normalizing like sophisticated stoner accessories.
I love that.
Yeah, I love modern day accessories. Like, I know, you know, there's people who are just like simple, they like their joints, and that's fine. But my thing is like, elevating your experience with like modern day accessories.
Your
Luxury frequency.
was your viral video, like that device that you had, is that what you'd consider a luxury or like a sophisticated stoner device?
That one, sure. Yeah.
Whoa, buddy, it's a German Shepherd. Are you okay?
I thought I like stepped on him or something.
No.
I'm like,
No, he just saw a dog that he hates.
Relax. He
We're
can't-
not promoting hate here, Ralph.
He doesn't like German Shepherds. He's like the tough little cholo on the block. Like, get out of here.
awesome.
I actually want to talk about that accessory because it's like a holder that holds a joint right, like perfectly in front, so you can have your hands free.
Yeah, like-
Where did you get that?
So I was in this small town in Manitoba, and I saw it, and I've never seen it before, and I'm like, I have to get it. Hands free. Like, it's something so like necessary, but like hilarious and hysterical and ridiculous.
So you can drive and smoke?
Yeah. You can literally do anything and smoke, and it has an ash catcher. Like,
What?
Yeah, it
I
looks
wish I brought
really
it.
cool.
Yeah.
Congratulations on the video doing well. I didn't know that. That's great.
Which was
Yeah.
crazy. Something about like that was like so
5.3 million views.
What?
Yeah.
Homie, congratulations.
Thank you.
I had no idea.
What is it like to when you go on Instagram
Oh my
and you
God.
start getting that many views on something?
Yeah.
Is that like a wild experience?
It is, and like the whole thing was a wild experience because I had an old account that got removed, and that account I had since 2011, and I had like over 7,000 followers that I've been working hard to grow, and it got deleted, and I still don't have it.
Oh man, I know.
So then this was like a backup account that I had that was like under 2,000 followers, and I'm like, man, this is like so discouraging, but like I'm just gonna, because I love it, so I'm just gonna continue doing it. And then that video went viral, and I'm like, oh my god.
back up.
You are rewarded for your
It's a
persistence.
beautiful video.
Thanks.
Like
It's so stupid.
Visually, it's beautiful, and then
Yeah.
it's funny.
And that was one of the videos that just came, just like I made that the day of. I'm like,
Were-
I have
were
a
you
really good
hearing
idea.
Your neighbors argue or no?
No, not at all.
Wow, it just came to you.
It just came
Were
to
you
me.
eating nacho chips?
No, I wasn't. I just like the whole thing I planned. I was smoking this joint, and I had that accessory with me.
Inspired.
And then I'm like, oh my god, it would be so funny if you I mean my fiance, because he was recording. If you did this angle with the 0.5. and
Oh,
then
that's
just
why it looks so
filmed it.
pretty.
Yeah.
I mean, not that it wouldn't have looked pretty
No,
before,
yeah, I
but like
know.
that angle.
And that wasn't the audio that I originally wanted. I forgot what audio I was gonna put instead of that. But then I remembered hearing that audio, and I'm like, oh my god, it would be so much better with this one. And then
Did you always have the subject line, spoiler alert, sorry, nacho business?
no.
because I thought that's what when I started really cracking up. I'm like, that's so brilliant.
Yeah.
Just even for like easy consumption in terms of something going viral.
Can
so
I see
good.
this video? Do you have your phone?
I do have
Can we
my
put
phone.
it in our edit?
Well, let them watch.
Absolutely.
Okay.
We'll do a live watch.
Yeah.
I'll watch it for the first time with the audience who hasn't seen it. Probably some of the audience has seen it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sometimes I cringe watching my content, but this one I laugh every fucking time.
Okay.
It's so funny.
Oh, buddy.
It's the audio.
Yes, you most certainly did. No, I didn't say that. Listen, I said.
Oh my god!
Your finger.
Oh my god!
It's so good.
The audio just made it.
It's so good. I loved it.
Dude,
I was like, that's a brilliant piece of content.
Yeah.
your acting and timing
The timing.
and pace. So
Yeah.
this isn't an overproduced video. This is using a familiar human indulgence with some trill ass new shit. Like that makes it funny. But it's all your performance.
And the
It's all-
accessory, right? Like
Yeah.
that's the coolest fucking like. You should actually reach out to them, become a brand
Do
partner.
they not know? I'm gonna say, like, do these people know?
They know, but they didn't like. I
What?
don't even think they reposted me. If I'm being honest with you, that would.
Get your shit together.
But
Are
it went
you kidding
viral
me?
without them reposting
Yeah.
me, so I'm like, I don't need you to repost
No.
me.
No, I'm just saying though,
Then
like,
you don't even need to be an affiliate. You can be like, I'll do another one.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say,
For
like,
money.
that kind of warrants you're like, I add more equity to the market for this product, then even if they own the rights to like this type of thing, you could redesign your own and say like, I have the leading marketing asset in the field for this. Like if they didn't show you love for that, that's crazy. This has
They
like,
commented and I pinned it, but that was about it. They didn't reshare it at all. Yeah.
that's rude. You need to get your shit together. I don't even want to know the name of the brand. We're not promoting them.
And
But-
so many people in the comments were like, where can I get that thing? Where can I get? I was literally like answering DMs, sending them the link to where they could get it. Yeah.
you had a free
Oh,
affiliate partner, didn't reward her. See, this is why I gotta be hard
Yeah.
on clients. This is why we need deposits.
Yes.
This is why the artist gets no respect, because there's no way to track the monetization of how culture has influenced your sales. And the fact that you don't have the fucking kindness or heart to reach out and reward someone who caused something for you through art is disgusting and is the number one problem with any market, not just cannabis. But like
Talk your shit.
culture gets taken and abused and you get no reward, and then when we ask for money up front, you act like we're fucking gangsters. I'm still chasing down clients for money. I made a nice little personal video to
Do you
text
do deposits?
only.
Yeah.
And I still made the mistake.
Yeah.
I still made a mistake recently.
Yeah.
And now I'm at like 200% work and 0% upfront commission, and I usually only get a 50% deposit to start anything ever,
Yeah.
including the
Same.
podcast partners.
Yeah.
And you act like I am the devil when that comes up.
Yeah.
Like,
I
can
know.
you understand
Yeah.
that you talking to me, and we had someone pretend to book us for a party in another city.
What do
and
you
just,
mean pretend?
like, he said he wanted to book us. We were too expensive. And then when he said no to us, he kept telling people for another week that we were going to go to that party to like
Stop.
generate. And I was honored
That was
to be
bizarre.
used. I was honored to be used, but we know what you did. And that's all right, because again, I'm art and culture being used for the marketplace and not being rewarded for it. But up front, baby, that deposit, that's all we get. So fucking pay an artist up front. Give them the whole thing. Just give them the whole thing.
Yeah, but if you can't give them the whole thing,
Give a
don't just say
deposit.
no to their offer.
Yeah.
Just like
Yeah.
ask them if they're willing to negotiate. I think that we've lost people. We've lost quite a few people actually, because they see our numbers and they're like, "Oh no." Like, "Oh no." But if you would just be like, "Hey, is there any like movement
Middle ground?
possible
Yeah.
here?"
And there always
and we're
is.
like,
Yeah.
"Yes, thank you so much for asking."
Yeah. And like,
So fucking
and there's also the perception
people.
and understanding with artists, and specifically because you are a mix of an engineer and a designer. Because to produce that, write it, act in it, be that, you're multifaceted. So you're a designer and an engineer. Sometimes a business doesn't know how to quantify art or artists or that cultural ROI, and you just got to basically say, I touch this once, it's forever attached to me for the rest of my career. Like having Virgil at Louis Vuitton, like Louis Vuitton's forever better, by having a specific type of influence, and that asset for the rest of my life and this company's life, you will get to benefit from by basically owning either the full usage rights extensively, which is basically what you want as an artist, or full master ownership. Like, that's for, you now have that, rinse and repeat that asset forever, and it's like, it's got to be enough to be happy about that. And it's like, and they're like, oh, well, they basically get you on this silly exposure line most times, and it's like, okay,
that's a good one.
I'll do my own marketing, thank you, sir.
I don't need your exposure.
Like, you have this, so congratulations on that asset, but especially any companies that are offering anyone at this table exposure at this point after being a proven track record, that's like, also you got to understand that, could you give your mechanic exposure by like, I'll stand on my story while you work on my car, and then I just won't give you any money. You cool with that?
Well,
your
some
mechanic's gonna
mechanics
tell
might
you,
actually go for that.
well,
depending.
if you have like
Our
a million
friend got
followers.
free braces.
Oh,
That's true. That's true.
So a dentist worked for free in exchange for.
Okay, yeah, and then so if your company our friend has 6 million followers, okay? So if your company has 6 million followers, I'll do it for free. You're right. Good call. Thanks. That's the standard.
I love that.
There you
He
go.
flipped it. He flipped it on you.
No, you're right. You're right. But so you show me your 6 million followers, I'll do it for free.
Yeah.
But until then,
Me too, actually.
suck
I'll get
my
on
asshole.
board.
I fuck you. I'm sorry.
I love this energy.
We went off the
No, but it's
fucking
true.
rails.
I love that you said that.
I had no
Sometimes
idea.
I feel bad for like asking
too.
them to pay me. I'm like,
So
well,
much.
but why?
Sticking up for yourself?
Yeah, I'm like, it's so much work. You're asking me to do so much work in exchange for free product. I need the product to make the video or whatever I'm doing.
Exactly. That's like giving me gas money to come blow you. Like, are you nuts? Jesus.
I'm dead.
All right, well, that's good.
Anyway, I'm glad we got to get that out there and in the air. I think you're the perfect artistic compadre to do that with. I didn't even know about your video. Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's very much all you.
All me.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
Literally, the day of. Yeah.
shout out your partner for holding the cam.
Yeah.
It's all about those Instagram camera people partners.
Yeah.
And even the ones like
Unpaid videographer.
yeah,
Thank you for your time, sir.
We
Yeah,
pay him
eventually.
somehow. We pay him somehow.
I'm an Insta girlfriend for sure. This guy's a star everywhere he goes.
I'll see like a dope alley and be like, wait, grab the camera.
Yeah.
She's the ultimate Instagram boyfriend.
Where would you like to see, like, do you have a vision for like what you're creating, or are you like, hey, I'm just gonna keep going, I'm gonna fucking blow up, and then I'll create some partnerships and get some monetary gain that way?
Yeah. It's a good question. Wow.
Because can I continue?
Yeah.
We watched this guy on YouTube he's a food content creator, and we were watching it last night, and he has his own product. It's a knife, and we were like, fuck, cool, like he's plugging this knife, like good, like that's cool. And
Sell
then
your own product.
yeah, and then about maybe 5 minutes later, he came on and sold someone else's shit. It was like headphones or something. Oh. And it was like I think it was even longer than like a minute and a half, 2 minutes. Like it was a full.
It was rude.
Yeah, I'm doing this. And afterwards I looked at Ev and I was like, is that what we're working towards? Like,
I'm not building all this just to do that.
like,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I don't, so I'm asking because up front in transparency, I don't really know like where we're going in terms of like figuring out how to make this a flourishing full-time job.
It's ever evolving.
It is, yeah,
Yeah.
but I wanted to hear your thoughts.
It's a really good one. I don't even. Okay. How do I answer?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I do. No.
Like, is it something you'd like to do full-time?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you can get there.
I think so. But, yeah.
Who would your ideal partner be?
That's a cool question.
Like cookies, like imagine they were just like tea presented by who? insert weed brand here. Who'd be your dream client?
Oh, that's a really good question.
Yeah.
Holy.
We started talking about this because we did, I don't know if you saw our piece of content where I threw a brand at him and then asked him to like pair a celebrity with that brand, like who would, just as an exercise to see like how we feel about brands and who like we're bringing in. Yeah, I'd like to pair with Black Market. Fuckers.
Adil knows us. He texts me every kind, and then he never replies unless it's like kind. And I'm like, I get it, you're a one-man team, bro, but this is borderline disrespectful. But he's a real sweetheart. They love us, but like,
Obviously.
they also don't need us.
Yeah.
That's what I said to him. I'm like, you're the Drake of the industry.
I feel like
Wow.
once
You don't need
we
us.
blow up, then we can revisit that.
Yeah.
Like
No,
if I blow up
no,
as like
no,
a
no.
comedian.
If you know me now and I blow up and then you want a piece, I'm sorry, I'm a dickhead like that.
Yeah, I would agree with that too.
I
sorry.
If you
never
didn't
agree with
support
this.
me from the start, then
So
no.
you can get Winnie the actor.
I'm bandwagon supporters. Come on, you guys. I will collect them all. I don't
That's
care.
why she gets rich, but I get a legacy. I get known as the prick. And I want that because you know what? No. Fuck you. Because here's why. I wish more people paid Eminem for songs back in the day because we'd have more classic shady
That's
tracks.
also what.
Put him to work. Pay him. It would be
Yeah.
so easy. Like, Master P gave Snoop Dogg was going to ask for like 15 and then 1,500 he made because he was hurting. And then he's like, come back. And then he wrote him $35,000 for a song. And he's just like, okay. And he's like, you going to buy a house? And then he's like, no, assets. What do you mean? And then he taught him.
Yeah.
And now when I come in contact with the younger artists, I try to like give or impart as much as I can. And then it's like, dude, why wouldn't you? Like, why would... Anyway, sorry.
I also, going back, I wanted to shout out the people who paid us when we sucked.
Period.
Yo, shout out
happened.
Jeffrey from Seven Pipe.
That means that they saw potential in us, and that to me will forever warm my heart.
I consider Jeffrey of Seven Pipe almost like a mentor.
Yeah.
So I appreciate you, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out. You guys are the real deal.
Khaled from Pixel Dreams.
So many. There's
Oh
a
my
lot
God.
along the way.
Just because names are coming and vivid opportunities have been given to me.
Yeah.
Often by people who have endured themselves. It's like, you imagine like why people don't take the opportunity to give because they don't necessarily know the struggle. So when someone has known the struggle and then they're in a position to give, they often will. And then, so that's nice to see. Yeah. That's nice to know. But then it's also shocking how much, oh my God. Anyway, no, everyone's seen their own version of struggle, right? And everyone has a different idea of how to receive guidance.
Speaking of struggle, it's winter. It must be quite winter in
Oh.
Winnipeg.
Yeah.
Do you have any? Do you
Quite
like?
winter.
Do you like winter? Are you okay with it?
I would be okay with it if it wasn't as cold.
Yeah.
But it
Facts.
gets to like...
Does it get sunny in Winnipeg?
It does, yeah.
Yeah.
But similar to here, the sun is gone by like 5:30.
I know. Everyone.
Pitch black by 6.
Yeah.
I think it's 11 days till longer days.
Nice.
Like in 11
So-
days,
I
the
can't
days
wait.
start getting longer. So we've made it through almost the toughest part because then the days just start getting longer,
Brighter.
brighter.
So it's like, yeah, the winter equinox, right? It goes like to the darkest day of the year, which is, Christmas, basically.
22nd, I think.
Around there.
Yeah.
And then it starts to come back.
Yeah. Do you have any like go-to tools when you're experiencing anxiety that you
Yeah, let's
like
get mindful.
tap into?
Yeah. I love yoga. I haven't done it in a while, but I love yoga because meditation is so like...
You meditate daily?
I don't.
Oh, wow.
I should.
We do encourage it in the
Yeah.
morning, 15 minutes. Sit
Yeah.
with a guided meditation.
I should. I've been...
How are you this nice and calm? Gosh, I would not be like this.
Well, that's why we're asking. We're gonna find out.
Yeah. It's a good question. I don't know. I guess I smoke weed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Coffee. Yeah. And then count my blessings every day, basically.
How'd
Yeah,
you learn that? How'd you learn to count your blessings?
Honestly, I've been doing that recently, just like positive self-talk. Like instead of focusing on the negative, just like, but there's so many positives.
Yes. Oh.
Do you get specific with it? Or are you like, do you get down
I'm pretty
to...
specific.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's nice.
Gratitude journaling.
Yeah.
I go list form. Small things to big things, concepts to relationships.
You can't ever feel bad when you're acknowledging the abundance around you.
Yeah.
And all of us have it. Like, even just like, I can look around this space and be like, there's an abundance of stuff in here. Like, whether I want to perceive that negatively or positively is my choice. But like, there are things that we can always focus on to kind of help pick ourselves up out of the dump. But sometimes it's fucking rough.
Yeah.
Listen, it's the reason why I asked about winter. I think people have a more hard time than we're realizing in the winter. Like, and no one's like kind of fessing up to it, and everyone's like, no, I can deal with this by myself. And we should stop doing that.
Isolation kills.
It does. It actually does, though. Like, we all know that. That's like a fact.
Yeah. Do you ever isolate?
Yeah. Actually, you know what? I don't think so. I think I used to.
Yeah.
But
I definitely used to.
I think like 24 is when I started like just pushing myself outside my comfort zone and like surrounding myself with people, my friends, and like, you know, I'm typically like a homebody.
Yeah.
But I like being around people, so
Yeah.
I like never say no. Sometimes I should say no, but I don't know. I just like having fun.
Yeah, I agree. It's nice to say yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that is, we all
fun.
need to prioritize fun more often.
Yeah.
We were at a comedy show a couple weeks ago,
Be light.
and the host told us a couple facts about laughter. And the first fact was the average 4-year-old laughs 300 times a day.
Wow.
And then the second fact was the average 40-year-old laughs 4 times a day.
Sorry. Huh?
Yeah. What? No.
That is
we
concerning.
stop prioritizing it. And
Yeah.
I sometimes think if you look at the people ahead of you, it seems like they are laughing a little bit less.
Yeah.
You know? Don't stop. Stop doing that. Keep
Don't
laughing.
Stop
Yeah.
the laughter. Hold on to that laugh.
To answer your question, I would love, this is a question from a long time ago that I just remembered.
Nice.
I would love to work with Storts and Bickle.
Ooh, tell me
Yeah.
about it. I don't know these guys.
What's that?
Have you heard of the Volcano?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that company.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
I
You
don't
love
get
the
into
volcano.
vapes.
Yeah, me
vapes
too.
Holler at your girl.
Yeah. That's honestly, that partnership should happen as soon as possible.
Why do you think it's a
and
great
Vickle.
fit?
Because my number one method of consumption would be like a vape, like a dry herb vape,
Yeah.
or like a desktop vape like that.
It's a smart way to do it. It's the cleanest.
yeah.
Yeah.
And like,
Is it the pretty one that swirls?
It's the big bag.
Oh,
Yeah.
the bag. Oh, the
And you're
bag.
like passing around a pillow and you're like,
yeah, it's so great.
it's fucking fun.
Yeah.
And the lip thing that just, I've gotten
The bag
ripped off
gets so
those.
big.
They get you so ripped, and
So
like the
ripped.
high is just like
Clean.
clean because you're not inhaling all that combustion and stuff, and yeah, you really taste the terpenes, and it's just like a whole experience.
So you're a fan.
I'm a big fan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's sick. So, and that's
that.
always what you want. Like, you want someone that really knows, understands, and appreciates the product. Like, to be a part of a campaign for it because
Yeah.
there's no forcing.
Fuck, it would be a cool piece of content to go out on just like a street corner and like rip that bag.
Oh my
Just
god.
like in the
That's
front of like a
funny.
busy street
And
corner.
then it could be like the Buckley's campaign. That's like, it looks silly, but it feels great.
Wow. they need to reach out to you.
Yo, and I like how it kind of reminds you of the inflatable wacky silly hands where it's like all of a sudden it's like you throw in a generator, it's like
Yeah, it's good.
and then you're like, all right, it's fully erect. Let's put it in our mouths until it deflates.
Because it's big.
It's pretty big, yeah.
I don't think I've
Definitely
ever
not.
done like a whole bag.
Oh, I was just about to say it's definitely not. You can't finish a whole bag
Yeah.
for a person. I don't think anyway.
I think
if you
some
are,
people
that's
have.
concerning. Yeah.
I ripped a full bag with Sean and Katie, who's like
like the two of you together.
so me and
Yeah,
Sean, who's
that's-
like
That makes sense.
yeah, you know him
Wait.
of Cosmic Charlie's.
No.
He's so
You probably saw him around this
he
weekend. or
smokes
this week.
so much. He's the only guest who
Kept
He
kept
kept
his
smoking with
cool.
me.
Like yeah, they
he
just didn't
smokes so
stop.
much
We smoked.
weed.
He holds the record for
for the most smoke
nonstop.
with me.
Wow.
Like I think we smoked like
Although there is one more person that definitely,
kept up there.
yeah, I can't remember who it is though, but I think
Was
it's
it
still Sean.
Keith
It'll come to you.
Oh yeah,
or Nitish?
no, actually it wasn't.
Because
No.
we didn't smoke as much. Anyway, me and him in the I guess I shouldn't say where it was. We one day shared a volcano bag, just me and him, and that's like between two people to get like two. Me and him, I'm just saying we're crazy smokers. Got us like high school ripped, middle of the day, just two men in their 30s sitting in the back of a shop, just like yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're good. It's a good product. I'm
Yeah.
saying. Yeah,
Yeah.
That's awesome,
it's fun.
Crystal.
Yeah, so that's sick. Nice. I love that you answered that. What's your favorite color?
I can't really pick one. I have like 3 favorite colors.
What are they?
Oh yeah,
Pink, yellow, and purple.
I read this.
Purple
on
is
something.
royal, and
Yeah.
pink is also one of my favorite colors.
Yeah.
And did you say yellow?
Yeah.
Oh my god, are you gonna get a logo done with those 3 colors?
Do they complement one another?
I don't know if they do. Yellow and purple's a vibe though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
I
Because
agree.
the 3 of them look like Easter.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
the 2 of those look like. Whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd wear a sweatsuit, like a purple
Well, it's
sweatsuit.
Los
with,
Angeles
like,
Lakers. That's
some-
what it's remnants of.
Oh,
It's the
are we talking royal blue here, or purple, or like a pastel purple?
I kind of like all of them. Like
I like all of
lavender.
them,
yeah.
too.
Yeah.
lilac. They're all good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Haven't seen a lot of royal purple, like a deep purple recently.
I love that.
I know, me too. That's a good purple. Fuck. What activities do you most enjoy whilst on THC?
Honestly, I love playing Just Dance while high. You just really get into the music. Yeah. and
Lady Gaga Just Dance?
So I can't remember which one I have. I think. I
Oh,
have
is it a CD? Is it a
it a
mixtape? What are you
game?
talking
It's a game.
about?
Yeah.
It's a game.
Sorry.
Oh,
yeah.
Just Dance.
It's a
Yes.
video game.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh,
Like
yeah.
that thing, right?
Yeah.
You
I
put
was
the
thinking
mat
about
down.
this song.
Did you ever go? I grew up in Vancouver where there was a lot of like Asian malls and they had arcades and there was some like I think Korean kids, they would do this thing so fast. They would do like master level Just Dance. And I'd be like, you're not even dancing, you're solving mathematical problems with your feet.
No, but Just Dance is like. Have you heard of it before?
No, tell
Either
us
of you?
all about it.
Okay, so it's basically pop music, like popular mainstream music, and then there are dancers that you have to like copy their moves, but that's while you're holding the controller, and that's basically it. You're just like dancing to choreo, but from dancers. But
That's nice.
to popular music.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
I
fun.
love that.
Yeah.
I watch
And then-
these dance videos from the Los Angeles dance studios that I seen
Yeah.
on Melrose, and it's like they are so good.
Yeah.
Oh my god! And then
I'm
when they
like-
do it together, it makes me cry.
Playing Just Dance is quite humbling. I'm like, fuck, I knew I couldn't dance, but like, damn.
I know, I
You're
can't
on
dance
like
either.
beginner level, and I'm like, fuck, why can't I do it?
I know.
Yeah.
I look back recently because
Just gotta practice though.
yeah.
It's true. Hey,
I
relax.
looked back on my Instagram recently because I was trying to find pictures for our last episode, and I saw this In Sync remix I did, and
Do you know who that is?
Yeah.
Okay.
and I did their choreo from the It's Gonna Be Me, and
We
I
gotta
did
learn
like,
it.
a
We gotta learn
three
it
of me, and I'm
again.
like, this is so cool. Like, this is the coolest thing.
Dancing is really cool. I get why TikTok kind of blew up with dance vids.
Yeah.
It's really impressive. It's really, really hard. If you're a good
is.
dancer, I'm jealous of
I'm
you.
so jealous. I'd rather dance than sing. Honestly.
Oh,
Ooh, that one's tricky.
Yeah. Which one? I think dancing for me.
I've picked. I've picked where my time has gone.
Gosh, I really don't know. I really don't know. That is tough.
Dancing.
Imagine doing both. Oh,
Oh,
Dancing's
Danger
cooler,
to society.
especially
Jackson.
now, but singing is so nice.
It is.
I love singing.
for me. Fuck. No, dancing is great. It feels good too for the body.
that's
a
it's
good-
really healthy. It's like a good thing to do. It's kind of like boxing in the way where you don't ever have to like use it.
Right.
You don't have to pull it out, but you can just use it as training.
I'm trying to do a 30-day challenge. It's harder than you think.
Yeah.
With the program, with the game?
Yeah, so like not with the game, but like myself in the game, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Nice.
Do it every day for 30 days.
Yeah.
Have you-
I can't make it past day 3, like consistently, you know? Yeah.
Ooh, consistency is a main topic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I've been dreaming about more consistency in my life, and I feel like I'm just scratching the surface. Like, it has been on my mind. Like, I just like want to get more organized. I want to get more, just my shit together just a little bit more, just that next level, honestly.
Yeah.
So my output can be better, but also not in like a way that totally takes it out of me.
We all need to get our shit together more.
Well, I don't think you ever stop getting your shit together.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
more things come, and if you want to keep improving, then like you got to keep being uncomfortable.
You
Like
gotta
that's all that we're doing.
You gotta be brave enough to look at the recent version or the past version of yourself and be like, I want to be better in these ways.
Yeah.
And there's like a form of bravery there and courage that it's like sometimes you don't want to look at the parts,
Did you grow up in Winnipeg?
I did. Born and raised.
Do you have supportive family members about your weed consumption?
Yeah, I would say so, which is like really nice to have, especially
Mom and Dad.
Yeah, because I didn't think that they would, just because there's still the stigma there, although we've been legalized for like 5 years now. But
Yeah, I know.
yeah, and
So
I get it.
People are like that? People are like, they follow the stigma. They think stoners or whatever.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, I still hear comments, but not from my family though. They're supportive.
Oh,
What about
thank
you
you.
two?
Yeah, I think overall, like I would love to be like, oh my God, my parents love that I smoke weed. And
Okay, I should rephrase. Yeah, my parents, I wouldn't say my family loves that I smoke weed, but they're happy that I, found something that I enjoy.
Yeah.
And it's paying my bills.
yeah.
That's when it makes it okay.
That's how I got on board too. I literally got a job in weed so I could come out to my parents about my consumption.
Yeah, me too.
Like it's paying me now.
That's so funny.
But
You guys are silly.
I know.
I
Well,
love that.
yeah.
It seems like a very female thing to do.
We
be
just
like,
never-
"Look,
we
it's
just
been
never want-
undeniably benefiting me."
because we also know the stigma, and it's like I just can like hear my mom being like, oh my God, like she's into drugs.
Yeah.
And have her heart break because she thinks this is a gateway drug, and
To mindfulness.
I'm gonna get into darker stuff, and I'm gonna, eventually have to call her because I can't pay my rent. Like I think that's what she
You
is afraid of.
You
But
solve that end point of thought for your mom.
Exactly.
By being like, it's paying my rent.
yeah, exactly. And hopefully that created a little bit more like, oh, okay, that's cool. I can handle that.
Yeah.
But yeah,
That's
that's
funny.
good. That's good that they're like that. I would find it very difficult for if anyone was like, get that shit out of like away from me.
Right?
That would suck.
Yeah.
I feel like ignorance is the mark of the beast for me. I look at people's like mental capacity as like, okay, if you're lashing out in judgment based on something you don't know. So if you're judging weed that you haven't had it, or that you just have a bunch of stuff that you haven't dealt with, and when weed gives you that calm peace of mind to just think, and your mind naturally goes there because you're undisciplined, you think it's weed's fault doing that, where it's really your inner work that needs to be processed. So you've either taken it that far or not at all. So you're sitting in this ignorant place about it, so you're judging it, and I just look at that outward judgment as literally kind of the mark of the beast, like the human, it feels like death. It feels like not knowing, not exploring, not being open to. So I guess I always have a fun time tormenting them. Like, I will just be like, oh.
He became the bully.
Ooh, you want to know about this fire? You know about Scotch? Let me talk about this.
Honestly,
I just find
yeah.
all these parallels that they can't deny from a connoisseurism perspective, which is so why I fuck with like what you're doing. We're taking marijuana and cannabis and clean. And that's the basic fundamentals of what I see from what we're putting up is kind of, you know, this new direction. You know, and it's a presentable relationship with cannabis. And it's like intelligent.
Yeah.
And that's what, like, it'd be like, nope, right there. We're having a deeper conversation. Like, if you want to judge weed, you can go sit over there and hate, but we're talking about, like, dope shit.
Yeah.
Like, and that's where it's safe. So that's why even on the show, we're not necessarily saying, not THC. We're talking about this stuff, the awareness that comes from weed.
Yeah.
Do you feel the, like, importance of your content?
I do.
It is.
Good.
I do. And coming out here makes me feel that.
Oh,
Because I don't feel that in Winnipeg, but coming here, like, knowing people in a different city, coming from Winnipeg, is, like, a great feeling.
good.
And like, yeah, I'm starting to see the value in the content that I put out.
We just had, did a show before we left to Alberta, and this wonderful guy was there. Shout out Doug. And
From Australia,
yeah,
mate.
yeah.
Doug.
And he,
My guy. Bless you.
yeah, he was like, I love what you guys are doing. Like, we're like, please keep doing it because we're watching over in Australia. And I was like, I really needed to hear that today,
Yeah.
Doug. You know, like, I really needed just someone to be like, just keep going. Like, I like it. You know, like, I like it.
It was a bit of a wild manifestation, actually, seeing him, because I just looked on our Spotify for podcasters, and I saw that there was streams in Australia, and I was like, that's cool. Who the fuck do we know in Australia? I'm like, because maybe Spandy Andy was on, and he first blew up in Australia, and I'm like, maybe. And then it was just funny that I had that thought, and then I literally said to him when he gave me similar flowers, which was great to meet you, Doug. Thank you. Bless. And it's cool that you're friends with Weed Grandma. She's so cool.
Yeah.
But I was like, that's where those numbers are coming from. Thanks, bro. Like, it was really nice. It was cool. So yeah, I get that feeling of like when you go somewhere or you feel a connection from another part of the world based on like what you're doing in weed is super rewarding because it's community.
Yeah.
And we need that.
Yeah.
Humans survive and live longer when we recognize each other.
And it's important to have pioneers like yourself shed light on like the really great sides of cannabis, you know? Like we need that because there's so many people that are still stuck in like the devil's drug.
Right.
And and it'll be really like a staple of the foundation of how weed is perceived moving forward. So thanks for the work that you're doing.
Thanks for the work that y'all are doing.
Yeah, let's keep fucking doing it.
Yeah, keep going.
Now I feel like I could show your classy content to my mom, you know, and she'd like have a like. There's just something about
I agree.
type of people who consider weed maybe dirty, like innately, and then when you show it like in a classy manner, you know, it goes a long way.
It does go a long way. I like that you said that. Yeah.
You see like Chanel sell perfume, look at their photography.
Yeah.
Like it's not like a pixelated, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's
And even
wow.
like I can't bring to mind when I saw an advertisement of a cigar box, but I definitely have seen one, and they're always fucking like high end, just
Red
sleek,
cedar.
sexy, you know, like. That's what this can be too. Like at least part of the industry. It's
I
gotta
would
be
like
like
to see
that.
it. It has to have luxury.
Yeah.
It has to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And accessible luxury at that. Like I want to have a nice experience too without having to blow like 10 grand in Vegas, you know? Like just like consistent.
But also
success.
that.
Sure. And it's there as well, but you know, not everyone's a Dubai prince. So it's like, you know how like it's more consistent, bless you. When you go to bless you.
Excuse me. Sorry.
When you go to Starbucks, you feel really good.
Yeah.
Like when you sit down and
Excuse me.
when you go to a Starbucks, you feel good, you know? Especially if you get it into like a...
Fuck Starbucks. But
Yeah, fuck
I hear what
Starbucks.
you mean.
I'm just saying like they're nice tables and shit.
Yeah.
And there's consistency and
Anywhere
like,
you go.
Yeah.
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 But truly,
I mean, the
fuck sorrow.
consistency is going to be an interesting thing. You know, I think LPs, that's really what they're up against. They're up against this crazy live flower that changes its shit sometimes.
Yeah.
And then you just have to be like, well, that's this individual batch. Like, it'll never be quite like this again.
Yeah.
You know, whereas in alcohol, for example, I think you could probably... there's ways to create the exact same product every time, right? I think so. I don't know too much about alcohol.
Well, it's still a distillation process. It's still working with live
Mm-hmm.
materials. It's still hops, but those materials are easier to dial in mass, I think.
Yeah.
It's easier to have barley at a more consistent harvest than a cannabis with a very volatile, ever-changing terp,
Yeah.
you know? And when I say terp, I mean just the whole fucking ignorant moniker of terp, all the elements that affect its taste and
Oh my
your
gosh.
brain. Anyway,
I'm
shit.
Sneezy McSneezy over
Yeah.
here.
Do you get down with weed like that? Do you like go all geek out and go deep into the cannabinoids and that? No.
Nah, well,
You just enjoy strains.
I just enjoy strains, yeah. But I like knowing what terpenes are in there, or like what the percent of terpenes is in there, but I haven't really like deep dived into like the benefits of like each terpene and all that stuff.
Yeah. I would say I'm pretty novice at that as well.
Yeah. And more like sommeliers of the plant will, I think, start to... I hope they make more content. I hope they make more accessible content. Sommeliers. It's almost like I want to become one, but it's like I'm doing this. No, I should. I actually should, and I will. But
yeah,
like,
eventually.
you really...
We'll make content out of it.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like, I'll actually do it because I want to make content out of it.
Yeah.
It's like
And
I
right
wish-
now, there's not really like, there are education systems that you can take, but over the course of years, it'll probably actually be one like overall education system to
Yeah.
become a sommelier. It's probably a good idea to become it now. It's probably the most easy time to become a sommelier now.
It's true.
Because in the future, you're going to have to know some shit.
I feel like I'm halfway there. It's just like the idea of like terpenes is ever evolving. So I think the content that I'd like to see is like, oh, let's talk about linalool today, and say like, you know, have a lavender background and be like, it's like this, and it does this, and it tastes
There's
like
for
this.
sure content out there like that.
Like
Yeah.
that,
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
well that's
I
cool.
haven't
I
seen
don't.
it, though.
I don't think there's a lot of people searching it out yet. Like
That's also true.
we this has been coming up on the podcast a lot lately. We're new. We're new, and so like the education aspect, because hands are tied as well. It's like,
As an industry, we're new.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. As an industry, I think that there's not anyone really seeking out that information quite yet.
Yeah,
We need to get to the place where people are like, oh, it like can help me sleep. Oh, it can reduce my anxiety. Like that's the general.
It can help me focus. Like,
It can help me focus. Yeah, you know, whatever. It can be the inspiration I need to do that thing that I've never tried. I feel like sometimes, like with weed, like weed doesn't lie to you.
No.
Like weed, I know we can use it to mask our feelings sometimes, and that's definitely like we don't promote that type of consumption, but I've done it for sure, like you as well. But like when you are like, I'm open to this experience, weed fucking will show you some shit.
It will drive you to the door and drop you off, and when you try to get back in the car and say, no, mommy, I'm scared, it will say, nope, gotta go face it because you've seen it.
Yeah,
And you can't
yeah.
ever
Let's
forget
figure
it.
it out now. And that's honestly for me, that's one of the main benefits of weed and THC.
Yeah.
Yeah, looking at that stuff with a kind heart while I'm doing it.
Yeah.
It's good.
I think I was chatting with Kev from East Can and the team that came by just to revisit terps. I think eventually what I would like to see is like color cards for weed strains that have terpene components. That's kind of like, so I have this thing called synesthesia. So when I make music, I can zoom in and out of the song. So that line has like a up ending, so it's like square and like it's like square blue. And then I might have a I, right, up, eyes, advise, like, and it looks like here's like a light lilac or something, you know? And
Do you understand what he's saying?
Yeah, I keep up with it, but
synesthesically, I get a color impulse from audio. And I can see a song as almost like a globe of color, and it has components from all of these micros, or to the macro. And I think that weed strains eventually can have this representative color ball that has components from all the terps, THC quality, and all that CBD amount. And it will have, say, CBD was purple and THC was blue, and terpinolene was green, and so it's like they're all in it. So it'd be those three colors, but mixed and blurred together.
Can I ask you something about your synesthesia?
Yeah.
When you say, like, when it happens, when you hear something and you see the sort of globe of color, does that happen inside your brain, or does that physically happen in front of you?
No, in my brain.
It happens in your brain, but your eyes can be open while it happens, or do you have to
Doesn't matter,
close
it's
your
the
eyes?
same.
It's the same experience. And then, so
Well, when your eyes are closed, you can see it better because there's less distraction. But there's, imagine like a thought impulse creating the sensation of awareness. You don't have to see blue to know the color blue.
right, okay, that's actually what I'm asking.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So that's the experience that you're having.
I
You
know.
sense it.
And
It's
then
a sense.
If I close my
like a
eyes,
sixth
I can
sense.
physically see it. Yeah,
Yeah.
It's another sense, but it translates to my awareness as a color
Yeah.
and a shape.
Okay, so
So-
I don't visualize very well. I visualize well because I sense it, but I don't see it happen inside my head. Like I sometimes do. Like sometimes it's like dream-like quality where everything's a little bit more fluid, but it's not as concrete as what I feel here in third dimension ever. Like I don't ever see this. I could take a look at it and then I could go like get it back in my head, but it's not going to be like almost the tactile thing that
You don't have photographic memory.
not at all.
Yeah.
But I have I sense things and then my senses tell me what I'm looking at. And I can, because of my experience, I can create that understanding.
You associate it with a stimulus.
Yeah, but isn't that fucking weird?
Wow.
Holy shit, man.
Yeah.
Good. I've always wondered that about you. I just learned something new about Ellevan. 16 years, folks.
Yeah.
That's wild.
We got to wrap up soon. Is there any other questions you want to ask? Or is anything did we miss something
we
about
covered
your
so
life that you're
much.
like, wow, I'd really love to talk about this?
No, I don't think so.
No?
I'm like quite impressed with
Religion.
what you know about me. That's awesome.
Okay, no, I want to ask you this one question before we go, if you don't mind, because I used to struggle with this, and then I found a way to have a perception on it. But I want to hear your thoughts on it. As a creator, and we utilize these digital platforms for our art and for building audiences, that eventually kind of turns into a business to some degree. When you're on these platforms, are you also a consumer, or do you go on to post to give or to engage and sell or something? Do you go in with mindfulness, or do you still find yourself kind
What
of
level of addiction do you have to
basically, because
Instagram?
I spend so much
Oh,
time.
I'm addicted to Instagram,
Yeah,
honey.
okay, nice.
I'm addicted.
Yeah.
I know.
Thank you.
But I was addicted long before doing this, so I'm like, well, why not get paid if I'm like spending most of my time on there
Yeah.
anyways?
I
We've
just started a
adapted
new
it
thing
into
where
our life,
like
yeah.
I'm addicted to, and I mindlessly scroll, and I even know at this point I even know that I'm doing it, and there's a little voice inside my head that says, get the fuck off this, and I'm like, no,
Yeah,
That's
not ready.
addiction.
addicted.
That's addiction.
I never feel that way about weed, by the way.
Never.
Yeah, me neither.
But I've channeled it, so now I'm like, anytime I'm mindless scrolling, I'm gonna go onto Discipline Stoners
Yeah.
page and just go there and interact with our community and comment on people's shit.
That's a
And,
good
like,
way of.
and then
Give love with it.
at least I feel like I'm getting this addiction, but I'm also
Serving.
Yeah.
Serve. Like maybe it's a little
Involved.
dark for me. Like I
like
can't pull my
that.
eyes away from this.
Yeah, it's fucking gross. Actually, it's not a good feeling.
Yeah.
I'll see her open it sometimes and then close it on herself, which is huge progress because you just have that active thumb. You know what I did to myself to stop that active thumb? I move it. on my phone, I move it. Sometimes I put it on the last page.
So
What
you
a
don't see
great
it.
idea.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
I
And you
have
just
to
don't
work.
know where it is.
I have to work for it.
Yeah.
So my mind
Oh my
will
God, I
often,
love that.
I'll open my phone and where Instagram was on my page, which was like second row up to the, like one over from the right, whatever I put there after I moved it, as soon as I pick up my phone, I open that. So it used to be Instagram, but then I moved my notes there. And then without knowing it, I've now opened my notes.
And see what you got to do.
And then, which is great, because I write just everything in my
Rhymes.
notes, rhymes,
Yeah.
anything. And then I'll write something in my notes, and I'll reroute the addiction impulse.
Whoa.
Yeah, and then
love that.
Instagram is over here where I put it in a folder. I'm like, you know what? That fucking sexy color they got on the front of it that makes me fucking so addicted to want to
I
go
know.
there. Like the way they've designed
Pink.
the color,
it's
the
a
logo.
bit pink and purpley
Yeah.
and yellow.
It's a beautiful
It's
color.
nice, yeah.
It feels like a sunset, but also a night. It's gorgeous.
Yeah.
Like whatever they did, they're fucking with my brain. They've unanimously found the colors that makes dopamine just go
Yeah.
out the back of your brain. Fuck. So yeah. So now I'll hide that on my fourth screen, and then I'll still have the impulse to then search for it after I've moved it from the fourth screen
Yeah.
to the second screen. I'll still go over to the fourth.
Yeah.
Jesus.
I know,
Wow.
it's actually insane.
Yeah.
Check your shit, people. Just be aware of it. We don't need to change anything right now, okay? We don't need
What's
to
the-
change the behavior, but
Yeah, exactly.
become aware of it to start.
Yeah.
What do we say? Get your shit together.
Yeah,
That's what we've been saying in
together.
this episode. We should make that the title, though.
Get your shit together with Tawana Johnson. Is there anything you want to leave the people with?
Sorry, I've just been observing you two.
Oh my
Sorry,
gosh,
we fucking got so talky.
yeah,
I know. I love it. It's like I said, I don't really talk that much. I'm more of a listener. And so, but y'all made me so comfortable, and I'm like so happy to be here and like learn a little bit more about you too.
Yeah.
And love what you're doing. And
Same. Keep it up.
yeah, keep it up.
I can't wait for your next viral video.
So cool.
We will put Tawana's Instagram down below. Make
What's-
sure you check it out.
What's your handle again?
My handle is TokenTee, TOKINTEE.
Boom.
Yeah.
And you can just click down below and go give this person a follow, please, folks. And make sure you subscribe to us, tell a friend,
To tell a friend.
and be good. Be good to each other.
Have fun with your life.
Have fun. That's
Have
what
fun.
this should be.
Just be light.
Yeah.
It's very
Have
creative.
fun. Have more fun.
Have fun. Just be light about
Just
it.
have
Yeah.
fun, yeah.
On the way.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining
Remember,
us.
it's not so serious.
Appreciate you.
Thank you.
Appreciate you too.
Love you guys.
Bye.
So many.
You ever see something so true that you couldn't unsee it? Something that you just knew would serve you. Whether it be self-awareness, plant medicine, a lover, a career. That's what we get down to here. Welcome to Disciplined Stoners. the gateway drug to mindfulness. Spark up or don't, and enjoy the show. Glad you're here.